Hello, my friends. I am staying near Ministry of Education in Great Smith Street, Department of Education. Can't handle this camera, but you could see this building here. It's Great Smith Street, not far from Westminster. Just right here, I highlight. Try to raise public awareness about what's going on with me, about Medway Council, and name and shame social worker who keeps my son against his wish. I hope this video will be watched by BC Aturu, Bolam, and the Director of Children's Services, and Domeney. I keep reading your statements, and Bolam, BC said that she cannot grant my son the right to see his father, and I think no one has a right to forbid son to see his dad, and other way around. And if people don't understand that, they will understand sooner than later. They will not even hide behind judge, because judge told them upon their discretion. So they better renew it quicker, unless there will be disgrace and shame all over this country. And that I can promise they will get if they don't let me see my son as soon as possible. Just try to show ministry. It's a backside. Yeah, this is a man in uniform. This is the entrance to Ministry of Education. This is it. Opposite side of the road. Hi Corby, thank you for watching. I'm with my placard here. Try to give away leaflets. So I'm here not for one time. Ministry of Justice here. I made another application to the court today. For renewal, it's so crazy, for a renewal of so-called video interaction guidance. That's what this expert said we should take, and they do not want to grant it because then it will be weekly sessions. We don't need this. I mean, we just need those. We need those sessions, because to heal what they did between me and my son, we just need see each other more often in a friendly atmosphere without this supervision. Thank you for your interest. Yeah. It's a video interaction guidance. Someone is come with a video camera and try to film me how I communicate with my son, and print out most beautiful pictures and let us to see them. But it requires weekly sessions. That's what exactly they do not want to do. They don't want me see my son more than 4 times a year. These disgraceful people. In my country, in Russia, hundreds of years ago, there was a slavery. Some class of people could be bought and sold for money. And it was abolished in 861. So now I can see the same sort of slavery here. They can just take my child against his wish. They can keep him in a foster care against his wish. They can forbid him to see his dad under some pretext of his allegedly best interests. And here is the new Minister of Education with the same name as my son. His name is Justin Greening, and I kindly appeal to you, please let my son see his father as much we both want. Let him come home. There's not much to ask. So I kindly and respectfully ask you just to honor wish child and his father. Please do not let some dubious social worker to rule this country and to ruin my life and ruin the life of my son. I will also appeal to Dutch officials. It will be appealed separately to help me in this case, to help me to free my son from this foster care, and at the beginning to let me see him. I'm not going to wait for 4 times a year, absolutely no way. If other parents accept it, I'm not accepting that. In any event, Medway Council has a good chance now to finish this matter because I've submitted court application. Hope it will be accepted. And I will do other actions which I will not going to talk about now. Hola continuanos oranda por voces. Я Lizeti can raise, thank you. Jana Sergeyeva, hello. Let's give a look. People are coming, watching, just 10 minutes only here. I'll be here till 6 when they all will be gone. So they will know what's going on in this part of their ministry. I do not do any threats, but I believe my friends will help to spread news all over this country about the social workers. They were named in a judge order. Judge Hamilton named everybody in her order. So I'm not closing any secret information. If anyone wants to challenge me on that, I'm here. I'm quite happy to come to the court and give explanations on under act of harassment. Article 2, I think. I will defend reasonableness of what I'm doing. It's all quite reasonable. I get fed up. Not allowed to synagogue for the whole year, not allowed to see my own son, not allowed to see on his birthday, not allowed to see on my birthday. I mean, what is this? We are not slaves of Medway Council. Shame on you. Anyone from London who would like to join, please come and join me. Great Smith Street, Ministry of Education. Thank you, my friends. I told you that last time Medway were desperately asked a judge to arrange some committals for a father who wants to see his son. Why not to put him in prison, put a tag on his leg, like some animal, you see, lock him up. Why not? Everything is possible for Medway Council. Yeah, but judge didn't give an answer from what I know. Judge went to holidays, Judge Skarat. I believe he doesn't want to be involved in it. He said this man is not afraid of prison. Yes, and I'm not afraid of prison. I don't like it, but I'm not scared to death. If I want to go to prison for the right to see my son, I will go for it. If anyone wants to tolerate what's going on with his children, it's up to them. I mean, I can't judge them. I can only speak for myself. So court was 3-4. There was appeal to His Honor Judge Skarat. He didn't bother with listening to that. He criticized my supporters, so we will go ahead with it. Names everybody will be published and condemned for what they do to my child and to me for several years. Nowhere to sit here, but it's okay. Helmut Petrovska, hello. I won't kindly ask you, my friends, please go on my wall. There is the page with the emails of Dutch officials, member of Council of Europe. There is a sample of a letter. It's not much effort. 5 minutes you can write this letter to them and send it to them. There are some of them are on a Facebook also. It will be quite helpful. Laila, hi. Laila, привет. Ministry of Education. Just 15 minutes here. Nothing special goes on, but I don't care. Well, name and shame till I get and my son what we want. Some people leaving ministry, some passing by. I have other actions scheduled, but I will not tell them now. Quite soon, I want to get them by some surprise. Application to the court has been done. Another one for resuming. As I said, I don't want to repeat this VIC therapy, video interaction guidance. You see. So first they fractured everything, just preventing me to see my child. And now, well, okay, you have to comply with what judge said, give this video interactive guidance. It was quite a nice thing. I could see my child more. But then they stopped this guidance because it prevents him settling in a foster care. Yes, I just read again statement of social worker, and she says because my son sees me and I express my views about foster care, my son starts to undermine his placement. I didn't notice before, I don't know why. My son starts to undermine his placement, so he's not quietly just sitting there and just relax. No, he also tries to do something. Thank you, sir. Just give a look. No worries. Just it's free. I'll make more leaflets, and I believe go again Ministry of Justice, and here I'll be handing around leaflets to people. I believe most important people living to buy their cars here. I just cannot understand how some people could be so stubborn Rather than working together for the best interests of the child, they just keep him, you know. He's quite vulnerable, and they just use it, you see. I don't want to repeat what I said in my previous video. I'm not here for any effects. I just do what I need to do. That's all. Quite grateful to people who support me and who come with me together on some of my actions. British, Romanian friends. Thank you very much, Romanian friends. My heart is with you. And you are basically you are my single supporter. A little bit of British people and some Russian people, yes. But mostly it is Romanian people who supports me all over the place. Just walk around now a little bit. So put my placard near the lamp post. Just left placard outside. People don't feel sort of embarrassed by me. They can just give a look. Maybe they are shy to look on this placard when I'm around, so let them look when I'm not there. It's nice old building, nice street, I would say. So understand that. Well, I know that ministry is basically in charge of children's services at the end of the day. There is a minister and secretary of state, and there are a few ministers for different fields. And I will not make any comments about that, but I do hope that people from ministry will kindly give a look on my case eventually. There should be some revision of this case. I do other things towards those ministries. Some of them I can speak, some of them I cannot. I only kindly ask you, my friends, keep writing them on the Facebook. Do it as much as you can, please. You have addresses on the Facebook. And for Dutch officials, you have it all on my wall, which Lisetta kindly found out. She already wrote to Dutch officials, you see. As you know, Dutch embassy came to my court hearing as observers. Well, they were quite shocked by that, but so far they're not really ready to go any further. Which is quite understandable. I think they made quite a good move. They came to the hearing and didn't even well, I asked them quite a few times, but they came at the end.
I think you went.
So I just wonder how they will going to proceed further on Medway Council. They obviously have not much options, or they will have to drag me to prison for this alleged breach of injunction, or they have to face these protests which will not stop, with the possible another hunger strike, and decisive hunger strike this time, or they should just, as they say, work together for the best interests of the child, change care plan. Today 17th, court was 3 and 4. It's absolutely idiotic how it was all done. I'll put paperwork online in due course as well. When I live streamed this conversation with the Guardian, the judge said he was horrified. I think none of anyone in the history of this country done that, you see. And was also live streamed conversation with the manager of social worker. I just asked to let my son see me on his birthday. Since then, there is a silence. They just try to ignore me, I think, in a way. That's their way. I was told that that's the approach they will try to establish. If they see reaction, if I see the reaction, it might inspire me to go to further approach. They just try to ignore. Okay, I will not ignore. It won't harm them either. I believe any normal human being, maybe, well, sorry, I cannot judge anyone. I understand parents could be very much depressed and shocked and vulnerable after all what happened with them. So I don't consider myself better or worse than any other parent. See, maybe because I was brought up in another country, in another culture, maybe that's why I'm maybe able to do more active things than others. But I definitely know that I'm not alone in Medway. There is 450 children in Medway. I don't know cases, but I believe quite few of them consider themselves to be good parents. Soon I will ask gentlemen from Rainham also take part in this broadcast. He has something to say in regards of children. I don't want to use this platform as a sort of making speeches in regards of a British system of child protection, because we all know how this system works. We have all our views about this system. I just want to finish it as soon as possible and to see my son. I'm not going to wait for once in 3 months, you see. Hello, sir.
How are you? Yeah, nearly finished. Holiday season. Got another week tomorrow. No, next week.
Mina Zafira Abrahamson Al Husseini. Hello, how are you? Sir, is he official or a driver?
The second one.
No, this one.
Yeah.
Is he official or
The letter.
driver?
The letter, yes.
That's what I thought, because he was carrying. But he looks like a minister.
Yes.
Yeah. There was a gentleman went from a gorgeous car, and I was curious whether he is a minister or a driver, you see, and he happened to be driver. That's what I thought. I want to give him lift. Yeah. I was advised to write a letter. People came outside Minister of Justice, they advised me to write a letter to Minister. And I will do it in a due course. I'll not drag this matter too long. Problem is that most of them are on holiday now, you see, judges and courts. My transcripts are not ready yet, but they are coming. See, all what they want me to accept he's in a foster care. If I don't accept he's in a foster care, I will not see my son, you see. If I accept, then I will see him more, but not too much, because then he will not get used to foster care. Like, treat just like animal. I have lots of things to say, my friends, but because of I am on a, it will be watched by children's services, I will have to be careful in both what I'm saying. You understand. People who knows me, some of them I can see knows me, I can say much more things. I just want to keep straight to the point. Next time maybe I will make some comments on a judgment. I will on some statements of social worker, of a guardian. I will read them out and I will comment them. It's example of utmost stupidity. I mean, it's like some sort of, you know, I don't know even what to compare with. Communists never busy with kids. I mean, Eugene brought inappropriate subjects, and his fault that he speak with his son about inappropriate things. What is inappropriate things? His rights. Convention of Children's Rights is not appropriate. He wants his son come home, it's inappropriate. Letter from his granddad, it's also inappropriate. And senior judge of Kent, Judge Karat, he just approving everything. I mean, I think they just get lost some feeling of reality, so they can do whatever they want. I went to the court in this protesting T-shirt, and they paid attention of the judge. He didn't want to notice. They said, well, "Look, Your Honor, he come in this T-shirt," and he said, you please don't come again because it might upset some people." Okay, just for the respect, I put some jacket over this T-shirt. I'm saying to you, they will have to do something about it. They will not just ignore me for too long. Yeah, so if they want to put to prison a father who wants to see his son, okay. After being there, I will start the next absolutely the same. Nice wine, sir, isn't it?
Right?
Nice wine, is it? Champagne, fabulous. Well, sorry, my French, so to speak. Someone's going to enjoy life. You see, beautiful champagne from car. Gorgeous. Wonder whom this car belongs to. Must you? Whose car is it? Mrs. Green or Mr. Timson?
No.
No?
No, it's not none of them.
Bad guess?
They change, you know what I mean? The driver drive for different people.
So it's only car.
It belongs to the government thingy. So
Government, but I believe have car such a level could be only minister or
it's one of our officials, yes.
I
But
see.
It's keep changing, you know what I mean?
Driver changing or car changing. I believe
everything.
the car stays the same, I guess.
The cars is a
Car is most stable in this environment.
It's like, yeah, you know, it's like a road or something like this.
Yeah.
You know,
People
so-
changing, car stays the same. Yeah, it's a nice car.
Yeah, it's a nice car.
Nothing wrong with the car. People could be make faults, but car
Yeah.
more reliable than people.
Yeah, you're looking for a certain person?
I'm making, well, you could see.
Yeah, I can see. But
Yeah,
you're
I mean,
looking for a certain minister or
I would be
official?
quite happy if I
Okay,
could
well.
hand my leaflets to him, definitely.
All right.
I'm not pursuing anyone, sir. I'm just trying
not
to raise
pursuing.
public awareness, you see,
Awareness, okay.
about this case. Yeah, but it's not, I mean, I just want name and shame until my son will come back home. That's all what I want. I'm not fighting with anyone. I'm just, but of course, if I see official, I will start hanging leaflets as well, you see. I mean, I would be quite happy if they kindly find time. Because they're approached via Facebook by my support group anyway, so,
All right.
you know, but it has to more and more, so I don't have any other. No, people have children, they don't have children, understand. People have children. not much to ask to see a home sun, and I did nothing wrong. I'm not any with this Medway.
Before we used to have Kafkas here,
Oh my. Oh.
but they left. You know, they are got their own building now. I think
Yes.
that's where you need to. Isn't it?
Well, unfortunately not, because Kafka says what he is told by children services. And they are, you know who they built from? They are built from previous social workers.
Say what?
Kafka is being built from previous social workers. They work social service and they go to
Okay.
It's monolith. So we just have discovered this car doesn't belong to anyone particular, you see. This car is served by few officials of this car use this car. Not like Ministries of Justice. That Ministry of Justice was a car who belonged to minister, you see. Here it seems to be some rotation of this car.
I think it's quite glad that I've been in the post.
It's my placard here. Can handle this phone. God. Just try to show placard, but anyway, you know my placard. Just so inconvenient. Sorry. Anyway. See, I cannot change, you know, camera here on the Facebook. When I go on a periscope, I can do it in different rakurses. Just try to. But you know, the same justice for Dutch nationals, Eugene Lukjanenko and his son. UK Medway Council is keeping child by force without legal reasons. Stop child cruelty, let my son come home. And then phone numbers and emails of officials. You know that recently me and my supporters we wanted to visit Domeney in her home, and we brought some flowers to make some, you know, bridges between me and but she moved from this home, and unfortunately she moved. But well, not an end of the world. Someone should take a responsibility and start working with me together for the best interests of the child. They won't have much fun to be stubborn. What they offer me, it's too little. Show Eugene your loyalty to Communist Party, so to speak. And I shouldn't say Communist Party, because Communist Party in Russia, from what I know in Soviet Union, with all famous pitfalls, I don't remember that they would take children at all. So it can't be any comparison. So I meant by some sort of dictatorship, prove loyalty to a system. I can prove, I mean, but they don't even allow to make any deal with them. Judge said contact subject to review. Okay, just make a review. Make this review. Some naive people think about some litigation, about it's, well, we know how this litigation works. So if it works, let's say in Holland, for instance, in some very rare cases, it won't work the same in the UK, no way, because media is being shut down. Absolutely. This is not the main, well, this is the main entrance, but cars are coming, cars are coming from different entrance. I think the law is wrong. All this emotional harm, you see. Why emotional harm to my son? Because I speak about inappropriate things. He shouldn't stay in a foster care. I don't let him to get used to it. And this is emotional harm, obviously. Yeah, I have to help them to coach my son to foster care. That's like a good parent. I'm supposed to do. They're quite shocked that I'm not going to do it. Just to make their job easy. So sickening all that. I have quite a big temptation to tell what I'm going to do, but I will not. Because I know they'll be watching this video. So it will, me and my friends, we will do all possible to release. Again, I'm extremely grateful to my Romanian friends. There's no, can't express. It's maybe God who sent you to my help. Thank you so much, my friends. You opened my eyes on other things as well. I find so noble that you send me prayers. You send me prayers in Hebrew, you see, in English transcription. It's never happened with me in my life like that, you see. I hope that leader of the group will come from where now. Got my leaflets. I just don't want to give them around. Let this placard stay there. Again, if someone is willing to... hi, Natalia, привет. If someone is willing to come and to stay near me, I would be much grateful. But most of my supporters are either even outside of UK or not in London. Yeah, держусь. It should all go lead somewhere. So invincible with all these judges and the courts and the... But judge doesn't really make any role here, you see. He just look on a social worker and take like a gospel word what she's saying. Yeah, all rubbish, you know. Yeah, my son is not ready to know his rights. Okay, if she says so. And this social worker, this BC Aturu, she doesn't bother to comply with his judgment. So what sort of world is it when social worker does not comply with the court orders and she is being praised for it by another judge for that? As I said, they just need some reality check. What else can I do? I'm not going to come to negotiate about my own son. I see him 4 times a year or 6 times a year. To prove my loyalty, oh my goodness sake. With gangsters people can negotiate, but they're worse than gangsters. It's all quite disgusting. But I believe main officials living by a car park.
Say again?
Big boss is living by a car park.
You're right, man. I can't tell, man.
You can't tell him, but I can ask.
Sorry.
Because I don't see any cars.
Say again?
I don't see any cars, only one, so I believe.
To be honest with you, It's not guaranteed you're gonna see anybody, you know, because
I'm not, as I said, I mean,
no, I mean, just I'm trying to tell you what's the reality.
Right.
You know, yes, there might be minister for this department, but they're not necessarily here every day
I know,
or every time, you know what I mean? So
of course.
that's what I'm saying. Why you don't just send it to them through the post, for example?
So come in due course, if you throw into the post, you will get an answer through the post as well, if you know what I mean.
Say again?
If you do usual channels, you will get also back usual channels.
Oh, okay. So you tried everything. I mean,
No, I don't pretend to be more smart than others, but I know reality. You see, unfortunately, it's a difficult task what I'm facing. They get hundreds of letters, thousands of letters.
Okay, that's cool. Man. Yours? Yes.
They have too many letters to handle.
Say again?
They have too many letters to handle.
Yes.
Got advice to write them a letter. Yeah, thank you. It's quite a good advice, but I think they got too many letters. It reminds me a little bit scenario from Master and Margarita. Russians will understand me. Don't want to come too deep into literature now. Jonathan, hello. Have not seen you for ages. Nice that you're watching. Thank you very much, Jonathan, for your help. I'm extremely appreciate that. Extremely appreciate. Thank you very much indeed. You spent so much time on correcting my letters. I put it, by the way, application to the court, what we spoke last time. Today. I don't know how to deal with these judges. I mean, they say, oh, Eugene will never change. He's quite prosperous in the foster care, like all children. We all know that every child is quite happy in the foster care. And if they're not happy, they can be moved to another place when they'll be happy even more, or maybe to a children's home, when it will be the best what they can desire for. And that's all. Everyone knows the system of child care in this country is best in the world, so children are being cared quite well. And if they're not behaving, it's of course fault of their parents. Sometimes I wish that this Bodnario case would happen not in Norway but here in the UK. Maybe things will become easier for many parents. And as they keep writing letters and make some manifestation with some dolls. Ask about the time, please, if possible. 10 to 4. 10 to 4. Thanks. Guard saying that you're not here every day, but I'm not planning to meet anyone just today and now, at this particular time. I know that I don't know what will come and how it will end, but I will not leave them alone. That's what I will do. Me and my supporters will not leave them alone. They'll be named and shamed and exposed for what they do to my child, unless they will give my child back. See, it's a particular children's services workers. I mean, if they not give my child back, they'll be named and shamed all over the country, and they will not find any jobs. They'll be just, you know.
Okay, that's what.
I mean,
That's what you're trying to do.
Well, that's what they just obviously put it because I want to negotiate it. I cannot bargain how many times per year I can see my own. 4 hours, 6 hours, or 10 hours. I'm a single dad. I have no wife to share. So why state should be involved in it? Make some more. I don't know. But if they made mistakes, they have to correct it. I made mistakes, and then mistake and meet in between, make some compromise,
Yeah.
no fights. They don't want, so they will just get what they ask. I'm just,
Sorry, man, you feeling that way?
Huh?
Bye-bye.
yeah, I
I'm
mean,
sorry, I'm feeling that
yeah,
way,
well, I will be not
Just keep
victimized, you
fighting,
see.
man. Keep fighting, don't give up. Yeah.
Hi, Matt, hello. Yeah, just spoke with the nice gentleman. He's got here.
It's sunny. That's
So I said I want to meet with them, some sort of in between. But Matt, you understand me better than many people. You see, it's very difficult to meet with them in between. Very difficult because you don't know what in their heads. They're lying and cheating all the time. They can't be really partners in negotiations because I cannot trust them.
You're right.
They say and they lie, they say and they lie, they say and they lie. You know, they get anything from you and then they give nothing to you back. Sorry. What is your name, sir? What? Yes. Mo.
Yeah.
Eugene. Nice to meet you, sir.
Eugene, nice to meet you, Eugene.
Mo. I'll be, frequent visitor here.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the first day. Minister of Justice. Yeah.
I wish you reunited with your son. I wish him best of.
Yeah.
What by email or by text?
So I wonder what will be next move from these people. As I said, they're begging judge to put me in prison to make but judge does not want to do it. I mean, it should be done via some open hearing.
Excuse me?
So I made this case public, whether they want it or not. It is already public. Too many things are already disclosed. It was disclosed before this case even started. I said to them, if they want to go for this, I will publish every conversation I have. I still cannot find my mobile phone. It's quite spooky. I got a feeling that maybe someone nicked from my home my mobile phone. I cannot just find it, you know. It's ridiculous, but I put all in a safe storage, all information, all conversations, video, because I knew something like that might happen. But of course, I doubt very much key to this problem is in courts and litigations. I would doubt so. It's just a tool, and they will not fight with Medway courts. I don't think they will fight with them. For what? Why they should fight with counsel, judges? It's much easier to rubber stamp what they want. I was thinking if it will be rain, it will be not so nice to stay here. I mean, if it's rain, there is not much refuge. If rain starts, there's not much. But I can go there.
I thought you're talking about me. I thought you worried about me. Worried about yourself.
Well, you can go inside. Of course, I worry about people, but you can come inside.
Right, yes, you're right.
Simple solution.
Yeah.
But just it's reception here, obviously. Some nice trees, palms. You should put some swimming pool here.
No?
Yeah, why?
It hasn't reached that stage yet.
I think it's better the Ministry of Education. I like this reception more. So the Minister of Justice is not so nice. Right. There is a parliament not far from here with 1 billion of tourists. So perhaps I should start collecting signatures. Also, get 10,000, government will give a response. Please share my petition. Always better have more signatures.
please mention it as well.
I can show you. People are leaving. You can see my placard now. It's opposite. Some people stay and read. Some don't. Yes, sir. Thank you for taking notice. Sorry. People often try to predict. It will not give you this, it will not give you that. I don't know what will bring me and how. I know what I should do, and I'm doing that. Come back in a while with the continuation. Oh no.